Welcome back to Marvel Maniac and MCU After Show. This is your host, Eric Cicada, aka Mr. Honest, here to talk to you about Ironheart finale, season finale, The Past is the Past. Now, I know how long they worked on this show. It was probably 3 to 4 years. I think the work they put into it paid off. Oh my goodness, I really enjoyed the show. And I knew it. We'd get Mephisto. I didn't want to say it directly, but it was leading to that. And you know what? I'll be honest. I've heard the rumors of Sacha Baron Cohen, a.k.a. Borat, being the one. And the reveal was worth the wait. He seems much more complex, like he probably should be, than just like a devil. He didn't look like the devil. He's a human in disguise. Some religions actually would be very much like against this type of thing, like the devil. So like, there may be some complaints towards Disney Plus. Maybe that's why they kind of kept him like fully clothed, and it was more nodding that he's the devil. And Mephisto is the way they could say devil, because most non-fans just don't know what Mephisto means. But wow, I think he played the character really cool. He is evil to the bone, which you'd think, you trust him. He's got this weird warm trust at first, but then, he's making a deal and he says, you're not going to lose much. What does that mean? And oh my gosh, huge payoff energy. There's cliffhangers everywhere. That ending though, Riri's growth plus sacrifice, totally the emotional core of the show. I'm gonna just say the ending. What's so bad about the ending? Well, Riri made a deal with Mephisto to get Natalie back, but she doesn't. It's funny because Mephisto makes these deals, but it seems with the Hood, we get to see at the beginning of the episode. We'll break that down in a moment, but they we get to see like how he works with his deals and how he like just slides into people's lives and offer them everything they want. It's almost as if he's putting images in their heads about what they want. Like I think he's in their head at all times if he's focused on you. So it seems like this is a big villain reveal. I think maybe for the TV shows they'll keep him as like a main villain, or he could be somebody that shows up and plays part along with her in the saga of the next Avengers movies we got coming out next year. Be interesting to see if that dynamic played. Is there only one Mephisto of all the multiverse? Does every universe have a Mephisto? This was a shorter episode, as usually the Marvel shows do. It's a bigger, more CGI filled, action-packed thriller, so they don't need they handle all the exposition just fine in the 2 recent episodes, and this episode deserved to be kind of just a fast-paced action episode, which I really had a lot of fun watching, and obviously that's why it was shorter. We get this flashback moment with John and Parker, who is the Hood. Mephisto in human form tempts younger Parker with pizza and riches and power, and he asks him, what do you desire the most? And he says, to be stupid, greasy, rich. Why did you say it like that? Why? The actual Hood is gifted, sealed with a deal, no fine print, a handshake, and that is all. And now throughout the series, we see what shaking Mephisto's hand does to you. It slowly starts to take over your body, and it looks like veins all over your body stemming from the back, and he's looking like a real monster, the Hood, by the end of this thing. It's kind of what I love about this show and Marvel when they're at their best. We feel for the villains, we understand the villains, and we sympathize with them. I will not say that about Mephisto. I'd say that the Hood is a much more tragic character than Mephisto, and Mephisto's going to be pure evil. I don't think this introduction with a big actor like Sacha Baron Cohen is just like a one-off. I think we've even heard him referenced in Agatha all along, so this has been coming. I think also Eric Voss over at New Rockstars might just be like somewhere fainted right now just because this happened. I think he was the biggest Mephisto advocate. It happened on Screen Crush too, and I think the whole Marvel community just made kind of like a joke of it. Like, is there going to be a Mephisto for like every show? But now it is. it took it some time, but Mephisto is here in human form. Are we going to ever see him in the classic devilish form? I don't know. I you know what? I don't know. I actually am very curious how they're going to use him, how he'll last through Secret Wars. I don't know if they'll ever even explain if there's like these pocket dimensions, one thing, but then if like there's a Mephisto, like is he a ruler of all the multiverse underworld? Considering the amount of people he's made deals with, it sounds like all people around the world. So he's just the devil of the world or the universe. And who is Lady Death to him? Aubrey Plaza. Interesting. There's a lot of like layers there that I think they're gonna start to unfold and unwrap in this like supernatural Marvel that I've been hearing them talk about, kind of like Werewolf by Night. They call it Midnight Suns. Big character to bring you into that will probably be Doctor Strange. I don't know much about the Midnight Suns except they exist and they have some iconic heroes that I love in them. So I think all of this Mephisto stuff I think is going to go into the next saga, maybe even after Secret Wars, and it's going to have its own era. And I think that the Young Avengers can fight him, who might be called the Guardians, according to Screen Crush. Not the Guardians. Damn it, I don't remember what it was. But, the Young Avengers are not young anymore, so I think that it would just be great for them to make their own superhero team and call it what I heard, whatever it is that was decided. I thought sounded pretty good. So yeah, the Hood, his villain arc is fully unleashed. Like he's full supervillain in this episode, and Ezekiel's humanity breaking through. Joe is gone. Riri's epic low blow, plus the hard reset in this action scene where she has to fight Ezekiel and kicks him in the balls because that was the only place she could enter and shut down his suit. Oh my goodness, that was the ball kick of the century. I hope he's okay. Actually, and I'm very interested to see if they use this character. After I was a pleasantly happy Marvel fan watching Thunderbolts. It was a great payoff for us TV watchers. And the saddest part is a majority isn't going to have seen all that we've seen. And a majority isn't going to know how much the new Avengers meant to us. But we know. We know. And I'd like to see that team together at least one more movie. Give us, it didn't break box office expectations, but it made a bigger impact than I think people are willing to say right now. And I think it'll go down as a bigger, better movie. I'm just saying that here and now. Now, as for Ironheart, I wonder how she's going to be integrated into the MCU and other projects. I'm very interested in that. I would like to see her join the team with Kamala Khan and Kate Bishop. Something I don't think Tony Stark would do is make a deal with the devil, though. That just kind of hits me, I wouldn't. I mean, if I lost anyone, I wouldn't want to bring them back with a handshake from the devil, but I'm not her, you know what I mean? And it's a very complex decision that she made. And I thought it was going to be shown that she declined his offer, and then that was going to be AI Natalie, but it was the other way around. So that was crazy. The Riri versus the Hood. Final fight, magic plus tech versus magic plus guns. Riri's new suits, it's so cool, right? But it gets completely shredded. And it turns out that's not even true. Emergency protocol. A Mysterio level trick lets her take the Hood. She puts in a whole projection of her being beat up by him and her suit being ripped apart. And then she just shows up in the corner. She used some of that great barf technology that we learned about in Captain America Civil War. And she beat the baddie. And little did we know, there was a baddie above the baddie. So the final showdown between Riri versus Mephisto. And Mephisto does get in her head, and Mephisto wins. He's the villain at the bottom of this the entire time. He's the source of the villainy. And once it gets up to Riri, he's in her head. He knows her. He's been in her head. He's been following her, probably paying more attention to her ever since she joined that crew, is my guess. And he tells her, you always get the short end of the stick, and you are the Riri Williams, maybe even referencing other Riri Williams of the multiverse. Maybe Mephistos can just travel like through doors into different multiverses. We'll see. He offers her everything. She seems to say no until at the end when Natalie shows up and we think it's a projection of Natalie, and it's not. She's back to life. 1, 2, they're hugging and embracing each other, and then we see the thing on her arm that the hood has been getting covered in, this Mephisto deal. I don't know what the heck that even is. And that's the thing he says, oh, it won't be much. Like, you won't even notice it's gone. What do I lose? You won't even notice it's gone. So what is he taking from her and the hood? Will the hood come back and have like kind of a redemption arc after this, do you think? Yeah, the deal is off screen, but it's implied. And there's going to be big implications. I mean, it seems that Mephisto likes to make these deals just so he can come back and throw it back in their faces. Never make a deal with the devil. Sacha Baron Cohen is now canon, part of our impact and prediction sections right here. Mephisto is here. Sacha Baron Cohen is him, and I think he played him brilliantly, and I'm excited to see more of him. This is a massive mystical power now in play, connected to tech and youth. Riri, she may have made a dark deal, so if this is true, this sets her up as a central player in future mystical MCU arcs, maybe at the very center. I was thinking like it could connect to Armor Wars, but I heard a rumor. I don't know if it's a rumor or just confirmed it's not happening anymore. Young Avengers or Midnight Suns, like I said. The post-credits scene, right? We got the hood, and then we got Zelma. And I'm assuming Zelma's a character from the comics. She is the person I've been referring to as Magic Girl. Zelma and the hood seem to be making a pact. I love the candy shop, and the candy shop it's magical and it's very present. Lots of candy in there for a late night guy. Just recorded 3 episodes in one night type of guy. I'm being honest with you. I really want some of that candy. However, I will say this humble brag that I couldn't go to sleep because I wanted to see the end. So you're hearing this on Friday morning and you're like, why couldn't he have posted them all? Well, I like to spread out my releases personally. I like to sit. I'll even sit down and listen to them. Like, I won't be able to listen to them all tomorrow, which I feel like it'd be overwhelming to have 3 episodes on one day. And for me, the show processes in your mind, like day 1, day 2, I'm processing this. So it's like you get a little more time to just like remember each episode. And that's why I do this. If you think it's a bad format though, if it's boring or you got another idea, I always open to constructive criticism, MarvelManiacPod at gmail.com. Always welcome. And we are on Patreon. Come support the show. If you sign up and become a member, you can get access to our many mini-sodes I've been working on, 5-minute episodes of our favorite topics. And it could be anything from Deadpool to the beginning of Iron Man and beyond. I kind of went back in time for that one. But I think Zelma, this girl with huge magical abilities, she's probably going to be a key future ally or mentor or, I don't know, bad guy, because I don't know if the hood's gonna be like a good variable or a bad variable. Is it gonna be evil or good? He's still in play, and he wants heavy duty magic. So I don't know what he's planning on doing. I don't know if he wants revenge against Riri or the devil himself, but I think he's still in play. I think they set up a season 2 so well to where I'm wondering maybe they should do like a movie for her. I've been saying that for every show lately, but this show would be really good for that, in my opinion. Overall, the series of Ironheart, it was a fun ride, paid a lot of homage to Iron Man without putting him in the front seat and not really making you compare them, except when you do compare them towards the end of the series, it all kind of makes sense. She's not Tony Stark, and she's never gonna be, but she's inspired by him, and that's what got her started, which I think is beautiful. I mean, I want to be Iron Man. If I had a suit, I'd have to be able to build it. If someone just gave me a suit, I'm not fit for it, and it needed to be a big suit, and I still want an Iron Man suit. I don't care. I'd take it. All right, you hear me? Anyone who can make one, I want one. I'm sad that the show's over, but I'm actually surprised because it was only 2 weeks long, but all the episodes day by day and listening to the podcast and working on the podcast, it feels like it feels like more episodes than less at the same time. Like I feel like we just started the show. 6 episodes isn't that long though, and it's kind of the standard for Marvel shows. I like when they go longer, but that's only if they have the story to tell, you know. Yeah, I think it's going to be one of Marvel's greater shows. I'd like to see what people think tomorrow when it's been reviewed, and what people think of Mephisto. Or were people going to be underwhelmed and complain about the CGI, which I thought was better than a lot of CGI I've seen in the MCU TV world. I'm also a little disappointed that they don't, at least for the last episode, put the dun 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 the Marvel. I want one of those. I know they made a Marvel TV version, but it's not as iconic. And you know, for the last episode of this show, it was very much like the movie payoff of everything we've watched, all the first 5 episodes. Ezekiel, I mean, he's still in play technically. We didn't lose anybody. We just gained handshakes with the devil, and that is terrifying. It's a scary note to leave things on when you're messing with the devil, and we're gonna see how that pays off. Thank you for being here for our journey through Ironheart. What did you think of the series? I'm crazy interested. I'm at Mr. Honest on Twitter. It's MRHON3ST on Twitter, and that is actually X. Sorry. We are at patreon.com/MarvelManiac, and you can actually tip in a tip jar in the description of the show. Never expected, always appreciated. I am very curious to see how this will play out, if people like it, hate it. Personally, I hope they love it. I hope genuinely it's liked enough that Sacha Baron Cohen could come return as Mephisto. Pretty unique bad guy, and at least like a good iconic bad guy for one of our super teams to team up against. I like it a lot. Do me a favor, rate the show 5 stars, especially if you're on Apple. Apple says my show is complete and finished, so it's like not showing up in algorithms and stuff. So if you're listening on Apple, do me a favor, give it 5 stars and a nice comment. And I've never asked for 5 stars before. I really want to get good with Apple so they could take that complete mark off my show and people can discover it again. So we'll see. And I just love you guys for being here through this whole journey. We're going to be covering Loki season 2 next. We got Eyes of Wakanda, the series that was promoted. You probably saw the preview like I did if you were watching tonight. I think that show definitely looks good enough to talk about on this show. And I'll be happy to do a week-to-week coverage on that one. So I got so much excitement for the MCU right now. We're going to start Loki season 2, and then we got Fantastic Four at the end of the month, and then onward and upward. There's projects all around. I'm going to be here for it, and I hope you are too. I won't keep you any longer. To the next show, to the next week. Cheers. Thank you for being here. And until next time, Avengers, disassemble.